In an act of outrageous political censorship, Facebook and Instagram announced today that they have permanently banned Tommy Robinson from their platforms. As you know, Tommy is a former reporter with The Rebel, and in fact, just this weekend, he had a big rally in Manchester where he unveiled his new documentary on a giant TV screen outside the BBC headquarters there. His movie showed BBC corruption and fake news. I was there to cover it. If you want to see my reports, look on the Rebel website or go to realreporters.uk. Anyways, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Tommy Robinson had, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people show up at a massive protest outside a mainstream media company, and a few days later, a mainstream media company, that's what Facebook is, just deletes him and his 1 million followers. 1 million people who voluntarily asked to like or follow Tommy. 1 million people who obviously chose to hear what he has to say. Well, someone in Facebook disagrees with their choice, with their right to hear Tommy and his right to say what he wants to say. 1 million relationships between consenting adults. But someone at Facebook said no, and so it was. It's an act of political meddling, of course. Depending on how you measure, Tommy was either the most popular Facebook page in the United Kingdom for any politician or political figure, or the third most popular after Theresa May, the Prime Minister, and Labour opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn. Depending on how you measure in terms of viewer engagement, he was huge. He really was a one-man news network, the alternative to everyone and everything in the UK media political industrial complex. And Facebook just deleted it. Of course they did. And now that's all just a rumor. It's gone like dust. Facebook owns Instagram too, so he's gone from there as well. He was previously purged from Twitter and even from PayPal. They literally won't even let him bank anymore. I know what that's like. When Tommy worked for us, not a single British bank would let us open an account with them for our British operations. When we were looking for lawyers to represent Tommy in the media law we needed, like for checking something for defamation, for example, we literally had to go through 7 law firms before any of them would take him as a client. You know how I did it? I think I might have told you this before. I literally found a lawyer whose website says he represents war criminals. I'm not kidding. And so I called him up. I said, "You take war criminals. Can you give us some advice for Tommy Robinson?" He took the case. That's how deplatforming and depersoning and demonizing and denormalizing has gone in the UK. And don't you think we're far behind over here? We're not. We're about 5 minutes behind them. It's political meddling too, of course, and it is foreign meddling too when you think about it. Robert Mueller is about to release his report into Russian meddling in the US presidential election. So far, he's found none. He's found some garden variety fraud or other minor crimes from some members of Trump's campaign team he's examined. You go through every single action of a man's life with a microscope with 14 prosecutors, you'll find something. They haven't found any Russian collusion, which was their reason in the first place. If 14 Democratic prosecutors can't find anything in 2 years, it ain't findable. But here, Facebook just deleted a political and journalistic Facebook page with 1 million followers. That's absolutely interfering in British politics. Russia never did anything as huge as that. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day, I do a video monologue, and then I interview an interesting guest, and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.